So welcome everyone to our Sunday evening meditation. It is June the 5th, 2022, and I'm Juna.
Sabina.
We're from Synergy in Motion, and we are here to we start usually with a weekly energy forecast. It's really kind of the weather forecast, the energetic flavor of the week. And this is coming from the original I Ching, the work of human design, and the gene keys. And we're inspired by it, and we like sharing it with you so that you know the flavor of the week, what's been happening and what's coming up. And these are really potentials that are here for us. And you may dive into them, you may not relate to them at all, but they are here. And you might see them operating, these kind of frequencies operating in other people or yourself. So it all depends on a number of things. So this week we're
Actually, what do I say? There's always more to those hexagrams, and we just pick one aspect to play with, to explore, that we feel is present with people that we work with and that we see unfolding in this moment in time. So we could talk about lots of other things relating to that hexagram as well. But you guys are our feedback of what's going on, what's in the air. So that's what we're picking out of the hat of that hexagram.
Yeah, so for the last few days and until Tuesday, the sun is in hexagram 35, and this is about progress and change. And it's really the desire for change. So that's a potential that we all have, is this hunger and this drive for a fresh new experience, which all began, if you remember, for those of us who have been following, the Rave New Year started end of January, and that was like the dreaming of these fresh new experiences. Now we are having them, and we are we've taken it through the emotional roller coaster of, I want to do this, and this is on my bucket list, and oh yeah, I want to do this. And so we're bringing it there's a kind of a culmination of fruition that's available to us this week in experiencing things just for the experience of them. And it's this hunger and drive for change. And we have an experience, and through the experiences, we progress, we shift, and then we can tell stories about them. So about how we changed. And we talked a little bit in the email that we sent out of how hunger it can be a great thing, and it also can be the shadow aspect where you hunger to the point of like addiction, and it's like, feed me, feed me, feed me, and nothing really satisfies. It's this kind of emptiness, and then once you fill it, then you're empty again, and it's a never-ending kind of cycle.
It's really the hunger that leads to greed, that is not satiable, and just leads to over-consuming and not enjoying.
Yeah. And then when you move out of that, you move into this. The only way really is to go within and to have this inner adventure, and look at all of the things that are on your bucket list. If you have a bucket list, or I want to do this, or I want to bungee jump, what is the energy that activity brings you? What are you hoping for? What are you longing for? And that's often an internal thing, that it is that inner adventure. And, it has to do with loving yourself and accepting yourself. And there's an incredible inner adventure that we can all go on. And we tend to kind of project it out there and get upset if our needs don't get met. Anyways, we can go on and on about that. But there's a real adventurous spirit in this 35th hexagram. And the trigram is fire over the earth. So that fiery energy is really present with us the last couple of days, and then the next 2 days.
What I also love about the 35 is that it's connected to serotonin, which is that feeling of being full and being happy, and that is really brings us to a new level and a new way of being. And it is also stimulated when we love, when we just really radiate and love what we do, love who we be. Whether that's perfect or not is totally irrelevant. Whether it's complete or not is irrelevant. It's just the experience and coming from the heart and allowing that to guide you in your life. Most of us, I would say, if not all of us, on some level are really hungry for that activation of the heart and to love. And that stimulates the hunger. Where else can I love? Where else can I love even more? Right? And that facilitates a diversity versus when you just have to fulfill that one hunger. You're pretty narrow in your experience, but if you explore where else can I love, what else can I love, whom else can I love, it allows your life to be diverse and abundant and bountiless.
Boundless.
Boundless.
Bountiful and boundless.
Yeah, right. Those two.
Yeah. And then since we are kind of on this cusp for the rest of the week, from Wednesday on till Sunday, we have this other energy that comes in. And that's why I call this adventure into synergy, because the 45th hexagram that we'll be going into is called gathering together or synergy. It's about communion. It's about bringing people together in celebration. And yeah, can you imagine if we live in a world where we are connected to our hearts, and then we can join in celebration with other people who are connected to this joy and this wonder as well. So this is the gift level of the 45th hexagram is synergy, which is the name of our business, Synergy in Motion. It's where two or more are gathered, greater can happen. So that's a really powerful theme, is that, yeah, we alone, yeah, we can do and we can feel and we can create, and yet there's the power of two or more gathered together, and that's who we are this evening.
And I love what Stephanie just said in the chat, that she is a dragon boat race. Was not on my agenda last week, just showed up and now I'm in it. Yeah. Right? That's the kind of thing, like you don't plan it and you just allow yourself to be surprised and an adventure. Oh, look at this, look at that. And what's important in all of this is really when it doesn't make your heart laugh, in terms of it feels right. It's like a real clear, okay, yeah, that's just my truth, that feels right, let's do it. Because there's always invitations in life that feel a little bit queasy, don't feel quite right. And it's important that you trust your own inner voice, nobody else's voice. Just because the person invites you to a dragon boat race and they're very cool doesn't mean that you have to say yes.
But I love the image, as long as we're on it, is like the dragon boat race. That's the synergy, that's the communion, and that's the working together, right? And
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
And I really love the image. The trigram of this is the lake over the earth, and the lake is always a symbol of the joyous. And so the 45 is also the king or the queen that gathers together. And what's happening right now, the royals, the 70 years, the queen, there's a lot of hype around that. And this is this tribal energy of gathering the people together in celebration and working together. So lot to kind of sort out, but you can let your mind take this in, and then as we meditate, we will like work with these themes.
I just have to before we dive in.
Sure.
I think it's very interesting how like the 35 is like the greed, and then they're coming together, and how the royals are gathering. It's like this old money is gathering one more time, and like I don't know how many more times they will be able to gather in that energy. And how we're really shifting also from that hunger, greed, fulfilling more and more and more, to that synergy and that adventure together, and from the heart and opening up the heart. I think we might be able to contribute something to that.
All right. So hope that inspired you, and you might see those themes in yourself or others in your work environment in the next week. So, hey, Heather. Hi. So let's take a moment and you can turn off your camera, find a comfortable position, and take a deep breath. And let yourself arrive in this moment.
Just slowly allow your body to find a position where it feels yummy for your body. Do some micro wriggles. And allow your breath to flow deeply into your beautiful body. And allow the stillness to unfold. The stillness in this moment. The space of this moment. And allow the stillness to flow into your space surrounding you and filling you. And allow yourself to be as present as you possibly can be in your space, in this moment, in stillness. And being present in your space, in stillness. Become space. Become still. and really perceive the space that you can be within your body and around you. And relax into that space and become aware of how life flows its diversity in all kinds of experiences through that space of you. How it tickles you awake, aware, and present. And just allow life, like a river, to flow through this space. There's no need to hold on to anything in this moment. Just being in the space and in the flow. And while this is unfolding, become aware of your hunger for life, your desires, your needs, your curiosities. Whether that is for a piece of chocolate or a big adventure, it doesn't matter. It's the same energy that gets you interacting with this amazing flow of life. And just become aware of that in your current life. What is it? What invites you to engage? What do you respond to? You think, oh yeah, that, What brings you to life in this moment? And that can be something concrete or something abstract or just an energy. but then allow your hunger for life to initiate the adventure of living in your space within the flow of life. And while you play like a fish in the river, also become aware of all those areas where you have the feeling you don't have enough, you can't give ever enough, where you want always more. And just become aware of those areas in your life where there might be a little frustration, bitterness, anger, resentment. Where you feel the river of life just doesn't fill you up enough. Or think of addictions that you have, where you just never can get enough and you have to have more and more and more. Worries and doubts, shame. And what would it be like for just a moment to let them go into the river, to let them be washed away by life, and to turn that into curiosity of what else is there? What's the adventure that's really waiting for you there? What would happen if you wouldn't obsess about that thing, but actually were curious of, hey, what's hiding behind it? And again, this is not for the mind to explore. This is your adventure of being you. So allow yourself to energetically open up to that. Invite it into your life and let it go out of your life. And while you observe and be present in the river of life, find something that you're grateful for, something, someone you love, and allow it to open your heart. Allow it to kiss awake your love, your capacity to love, and add your gratitude, your love to this river of life. And while you play in that river, and while you love, become aware of people and how we're connecting with each other, and how more and more people are connecting through the power of love and loving. How the network of light around this planet is becoming stronger and stronger. With every moment someone loves, there's a new synergy awakening, and I invite you to be part of it. The adventure of loving. And together, let's take a moment and allow that energy of the river of life carrying your love, your loving, your gratitude into the places and spaces on the planet where it can create change, offer solace, nurturing. You don't need to know where that is, just ask it to flow wherever it needs to go. crank up the volume on your loving and let it flow. And while you flow your love and open up your heart to the world, also give the gift of receiving and receive being loved just because, for no reason, just because. And allow yourself to be held in love, to be loved by the river of life and all the beings on this planet, seen and unseen. And in the next little while, when your adventures are getting a little rough, challenging, or seemingly overwhelming, just come back to that space, that stillness, and the flow of life, inviting you to love more and to be loved more. Take those moments and dive into that beautiful river of life. Play in it. Let yourself be nurtured. And with that, become aware of your breath in the present moment, flowing into your body, just like the river of life, and leaving your life, your body, nurturing you and allowing you to let go. And with that, give yourself a big smile and come back into this moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for that meditation. Just take this into your next week, this adventure and this hunger and this love and the communion with others and yourself. and celebrate.
Be a fish, fishy in the water and have fun.
Yeah.
That's the saying, only dead fish go with the flow. You play in the flow, in the river. Like, have fun.
Yeah.
Splash, make big splashes. Sometimes you might hit your head somewhere, but hey, oops. Next.
Yes. So if you want to say anything, you can unmute yourself, or just you can wave goodbye, and we will see you next week. And
Thank you.